We have once again for the second year in a row found the best formation in FM21. Hope you guys enjoy it. If you want to copy this tactic, just pause it throughout the video and take some screenshots. Let's get on with the video. Hello and welcome back to the channel once again for another year. I'm pretty proud to say we found it again. We found another incredible FM21 tactic. If you guys, like I said in the intro, want to copy this tactic, by all means you can copy it. I'm not gonna be fussy. If you guys want to copy this tactic, all you got to do is just pause it and just copy and paste the tactics there. But if you guys want to copy it, you might as well subscribe while you're at it. So please subscribe if you think about doing so. We're just over 1,000 subscribers. Leave a like on this video as well if you do enjoy the tactic. Let me know your feedback as well in the comments below once the video has ended of how this tactic is doing for your save. Let me know how your save is doing. But yeah, on to the tactic which you're all here about, I guess. So let's move on to the tactic screen, which is just about here. Let me get rid of some of this stuff. We don't want all this flying on my screen. I should have probably prepared this, but you know what? Who really cares? Not me. So anyway, on to the tactic here. As you guys can see with Norwich, is pretty successful. This is our 4th season in the Premier League, or the 5th season. I think it's the 4th season in the Premier League. And we are currently sat 3rd place, 4 points behind Liverpool. Now, it may look like we're not top of the league, but we've only lost 2 games. Man City and Liverpool themselves. So a 4-2 loss. I think we had a lot of injuries as well there. If you look at this game here, we had a Max Aaron's own goal, because who doesn't love own goals in this game? And Liverpool here, they kind of beat us away from home. Obviously, Anfield's a tough place to go. But for a Norwich side, I'll show you the team that I've got in a second once we've gone through the results here. We've lost 3 games all season. Real Madrid, Liverpool and Man City. Obviously, as your team gets stronger and stronger, you should be able to get some great results. Obviously, we beat Arsenal 2-1 in the Premier League. 2-0 in the Super Cup versus Liverpool. I'll show you how to get to the Super Cup in a second. Some nice wins here. Penalty win versus Arsenal. 5-0 win versus Dynamo Kiev. You score a lot of goals and are quite solid at the back. We drew 1-1 to Man United. We beat Real Madrid 3-1 by Norwich City. A Carlton Cole brace. Not the Carlton Cole, but it's a regen called Carlton Cole. Now, going on to the tactic itself in a second. Now, we have got obviously qualified top of the Champions League group as well. Win 1 more game and we do qualify top above Real Madrid. Obviously, a 3-1 win there. So it works very well in all competitions. Now, you do need quite a bit of squad depth because obviously here, if you look, we've got 4 or 5 competitions. It's quite an intense tactic. So you do want a nice bit of squad depth. You don't want to rely on the same players constantly. Otherwise, you probably won't win games. You've got to rotate a little bit in your midfield area. Specifically, as you guys can see, just come out of a game here. And my players are knackered. Like I say, my schedule-wise it's very, very hectic, which is why the players need a rest. But generally, this tactic is quite intense. It's about 2/3, as you guys can see, on the ball tier of intensity. But anyway, onto the tactic you're actually here for. You don't really care about my results. Well, you do care about my results because it shows it works. But this is the tactic we've gone for. As you guys can see, we haven't got anyone ridiculously special. I'll talk you through some of the regions that I have here. We'll go into our first team players, just so you guys can see who our first team players are. Obviously, some injuries around here will change who we've got. But like I say on the screen here, you're not seeing the world-class players. And we're still getting sort of top 3, pushing for the title, not even halfway through the season, and qualifying top of the Champions League group. So in goal, we've got Sergio Rico, scuba keeper support. Obviously, the 3 main attributes I look for. By the way, guys, I've got attribute videos for every single position on this channel. Link in the description below. But for goalkeepers, I tend to look for agility, reflexes, and one-on-ones. Obviously, if you're a goalkeeper with a sweeper keeper, rushing out is quite important. But as you guys can see, Rico's got 7 rushing out, and he does the job pretty well. So really, it's not as important this year. I do like passing and vision. Passing more importantly than vision. Vision, I like to keep it short, so vision's not too important for passing. But passing can be important, but the 3 main ones are always reflexes, one-on-ones, and agility. Sometimes I look for tendency to punch. I don't like my goalkeeper punching it out all the time. But he's got 18. And he doesn't really punch it out much. So to be honest with you, Rico is just an anomaly in this world that we're living in. Right back here, full-back attack, Max Aaron's. Now, Max Aaron's is absurdly good. Won't talk about the technique attributes here because our videos for our defenders, midfielders and forwards cover all them bases. We've got Max Aaron's on a full-back attack there at right back. And we have 2 ball-playing defenders. Now, you don't need ball players. If your passing and vision is above sort of 13, go ball-playing. It works best as tactic. But if not, if your guys can't pass the ball as well, central defenders work almost just as well as his tactic. Just expect a bit of a slower build-up from your fullbacks and centre-backs not making as good passes. Now, left back here, we've gone for full-back attack again. With Bright MB there, you need a bit of pace. Left back pace and right back pace is pretty important for this system, getting up and down the pitch, supporting those wingers around you. Now, probably the key area of this pitch, it is the midfield. The midfield is always a key area for most tactics, but for me, ball-winning midfielder here, Wilmar Barrios, he does the job perfectly. You're looking for aggression, anticipation, bravery, tackling, and positioning and marking. Those defensive attributes are so important. Doesn't matter if he can't really pass or run or dribble or control the ball. If he's there, stood in that holding midfield role, and he wins the ball back, just pass to a creative player, and you've got the game won, effectively. Barros is a great player. He's 31 years old. Got to move him on soon, unfortunately. But he's a very, very nice player. As long as he has legs and can tackle, he's doing well for me. At ball winner, you've got to nail that position down because it is very, very, very important. Just because I'll tell you why in a second. So, box-to-box midfielder, I've got Tonali here. Tonali is pretty much the complete player on this game. Very, very nice. You can pick him up. I mean, we bought him with Norwich for £15 million. So, to be honest with you, he's definitely affordable for most teams in almost all top divisions. AP attack. Now, Mo Ronaldo's just joined us. He hasn't done too well for us. We bought him for a lot of money. He is very, very good, but he hasn't done too much for us here. But AP attack next to him is crucial. Basically, the ball winner's there to basically hold the fort when your box-to-box and AP go running up the pitch. Then you get a 5-on-4 attacking versus defending situation. So basically, the AP attack will get the ball from either the box-to-box or the ball winner and drive up the pitch. You kind of want your AP to be the driving force of your team going forwards and your box-to-box to be the support player. So your AP will be the one creating spaces. So you want the good passing, good vision, good dribbling, good physicals as well. If a guy's quick, the quicker your attacks happen. So for me, AP attack, quick midfielder there is very, very, very important. On the right-hand side here, winger attack, once again, this tactic is quite, I would say pace reliant, but it's not necessarily because I have used slower players in the past before these regions have come through or these players have been bought. But once again, on the right wing, I do like a bit of pace. I do like a bit of pace. Someone's going to beat the man, help Aaron's with the overlap, 2-on-1 situation versus their fullback, and just go forwards from there. Passing does help, crossing obviously helps. I do like someone that can finish. Lionel Mane has got 12 finishing, has scored 6 goals and 5 assists in 16. So you get a lot of goals from all around the pitch here. On the left-hand side, inside forward support. Now, you can go for a winger attack, you can go for an inside forwards attack, you can go for an inverted winger support. You can go for kind of any role on the left-hand side. If your guy's left-footed, by all means, go for a winger. If your guy's right-footed, go for inside forward. I do like Ida, probably look to move him on in a couple of years. He is good, once again, another pacey player. You want something more technical on the left-hand side, though. If you're inside forward, you want someone who's going to cut inside and cause some problems, but allow for the space to be dragged out wide for your fullback to overlap. So you need a good pass on him. Needs to be good technically, needs to be good in front of goal. So hence, Ida's good, because he's a striker that plays out wide. So he has all the technical aspects of a striker, yet can play out wide with the technique that he's got and the pass and the vision that he has as well. So he's pretty much the perfect player for this role. He has got great returns in the game he's played. 24 goals, 23 goals, and 11 goals in 16 appearances this season. So he's done very, very well. Ignore the previous seasons. These are pretty much all sub-appearances, really. Timu Pukki was there as my striker in the Championship. And up front here, you kind of want, I mean, this guy's not as quick as I'd hoped he'd be. You kind of want the quick striker to get in behind. But he's not really that player. He's more or less just a finisher. 18 finishing, 16 dribbling. Only 10 passing is by all means not the perfect striker yet. It still works so well. Great play, which kind of shows why this tactic works so well. Even if you haven't got the perfect players for it, it does just tend to work beautifully, beautifully well. Advanced forward attack here. Carlton Cole, great finishing. Not the best pace, not the great technicals by all means, yet has scored 11 goals in 15 appearances with this tactic. Last season we didn't use the tactic necessarily, so last season, at the start of last season we had a different tactic, switched this one halfway through, ended up winning the Europa League. So, I mean, this tactic with Norwich City has got me Europa League, won the Championship in our first season, so I mean, I'll talk you through those in a minute, but in terms of actual tactical style here, custom gegenpress for me, mentality attacking, in possession, narrow width, pass into space, slightly shorter passing directness, slightly higher tempo, low crosses, obviously if your guy's not too tall, keep it low, play for set pieces, got a good decent defenders and distributors of the ball, set pieces can be very, very important. In transition, counter press and counter, distribute all the way along the back line. If you don't have ball playing centre backs, get rid of distributor centre backs by all means, but for me, as I've got good passes on the ball, keep it all the back three there. Out of possession, keep it simple, just more urgent, that is it. If you've got work rates, keep it more urgent. If your work rate's terrible, put it back to slightly more urgent. Don't go below halfway for pressing intensity. Like I said at the start of this video, this tactic relies on some decent pressing for your midfielders, your forward line getting in behind and being quite high tempo. You don't want to ruin it by going low tempo on everything. So that is pretty much the tactic. In terms of individual instructions, as you guys can see, I don't use any. I keep it as simple as possible. The players aren't the most technically gifted in the world. They're not world beaters. They just got a very good manager. Like me, I'm joking. They're not world beaters, but they're decent. So you don't need to keep it too complicated for them. Keep it simple, and they should deliver. In terms of set pieces, I've kept it as it is. Everything here is pretty much default, apart from the actual tactic and the positions here. But like I say, guys, schedule-wise, look at the competitions here. Let me look at the championship, because that is where we started our season. In the first season of the championship, we absolutely smashed it. 109 points. Didn't really have the best team for this tactic. We lost 7 games. A lot of them were quite poor games, to be honest with you. But this tactic developed. We got the record points. Got the record points all for the championship. Pretty solid. First season in the Premier League, we did switch from this tactic for some reason. I'm not too sure why we switched from this tactic. But yeah, the first season we got promoted, we switched from this tactic, finished 9th, 52 points, decent. We then finished 6th place by using a mixture of this tactic and another tactic. We then, second half of the season, we won the Europa League with this tactic with Norwich City here. So we won the final 5-1. 5-1 versus Schalke. Beat Chelsea 3-0 in the semi-finals. I had a bit of a bad spell here, which is why we changed in the big games. We had a lovely little run here. It's a bit inconsistent in the previous season because our team wasn't set up how I wanted to be set up. But now our team in the window has finally been set up. You can see the rewards are coming in massively here. Lost 3 games, like I say, Liverpool, Real Madrid and Man City. If you tell me we lose 3 games as Norwich and it's Man City, Liverpool and Real Madrid, I'll bite your hand off. In the return legs, we beat them 2-0 in the Euro Cup final, in the Super Cup final, and beating Real Madrid 3-1 at home. I mean, it's a ridiculous tactic. I hope you guys really enjoy this as well. I mean, my training staff is good. We'll talk about my staff in a different video in the future, hopefully. My staff is decent. I've grown up a decent training staff here, but it's mainly down to the players. Keep it simple, keep it quick, keep it high tempo, and this tactic will absolutely be a beautiful tactic for you. And hopefully you guys can win some titles with this. I mean, Norwich City, by all means, aren't the best team in the world. It works in different leagues as well. I have used it for different leagues as well. Different saves. It does work an absolute treat across Europe pretty much. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tactic video. Leave a like if you did. Subscribe if you're new around it. Our last tactic video hit 70,000 views. So I'm hoping this one could do as well. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode, and I'll catch you all later.